And coming to the stage, put your hands together for Dr. Laird. Woo!
Yay!
I'm going to read these books. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, I'm Dr. Laird Whitehill. I am an astrophysicist. I worked and learned from Carl Sagan. He was my thesis advisor many years ago. And I'm here to answer your stupid astronomy questions. Basically, I don't have a bit. All I've got is answers. What I need from you is questions. If you don't have questions, I have absolutely nothing to do up here. And I can stand here completely still and do nothing for 5 minutes. I have no pride. Okay, so, given that, and given that you seem to be sciencey.
I am sciencey.
Okay, go at me and go deep.
Go deep?
Yeah, go deep.
Oh, to talk about, what is your astrophysicist?
Astrophysicist, right.
Astrophysicist.
Astronomy.
Can we talk
Ask your
about-
stupid astronomy questions is the title of the bit.
Can we talk about the difference in the abundance of helium versus boron?
The difference, boron was not made in the Big Bang. So,
Yes.
right, so
Yes.
so yes, there's a big difference there. Hasn't been made in a star. Thank you very much.
I'm so excited that you knew that. That's so cool.
Okay, I really, listen, 80 years old, I've been doing this for longer than double your age. So, what else you got for me?
Oh, gosh. In terms of...
Anyone else? I mean, raising your hand won't work, okay?
Okay, got a question.
Yes.
Is there a planet that has life on it that's not Earth?
Is there a planet that has life on it besides this one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's your guess?
What's my guess?
Yeah.
Carl Sagan, who was wise, he didn't know and didn't venture a guess. And nothing's changed since then, since he died. So basically the answer is still, we don't know. But the interesting thing is, if we ever discovered life anywhere, then we would know it's everywhere. But interestingly, they came back with measurements from an asteroid just 2 days ago, and they discovered all the nucleotides on that asteroid. Can you believe it? All the nucleotides and 14 amino acids.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So as you might have noticed, this is not going to be funny. So I need your questions. Do you have another one?
This was what my students asked me yesterday.
Yes.
They were like, what happened before the Big Bang?
What happened before? And you actually answered that question?
No, I said it's a great question.
It's a great question, but there's no great answer.
I don't know.
There's no idea what happened before the Big Bang. So no. So thank you. But no. Nothing. There's lots of people who have stuff, okay? For example, Roger Penrose has stuff about that. And by the way, he was one of my teachers. I've had 4 Nobel Prize winning teachers.
Oh, wow.
And Roger Penrose was the worst of them all. And he says that the universe might be cyclic. And he doesn't, even though he has a Nobel Prize, I don't think he knows what he's talking about. Okay? That's my opinion. Right. Other questions? We have a hand raised over there.
What did the dinosaurs really die from?
What did the dinosaurs really die? Well, of course they died from an asteroid, right? To come down and wipe them all out. But according again to Carl Sagan, it keeps coming up. They died from the nuclear winter that resulted. So it wasn't. So what happened is the skies became polluted with the fires that burned all over the earth.
So it was like
The skies became dark and the plants died.
Yeah.
So that they died from lack of food.
So was it like a nuclear bomb?
No, much worse than that.
Oh.
Much worse than a nuclear bomb.
Okay.
Was it sulfate aerosols?
People have said that it could be the sulfate aerosols, but the way that I understand it, it's simply the lack of food. Because certain animals can survive in really nasty environments, but the lack of food wipes them all out. And it was also the winter, the cold, the temperature, which could come, by the way, anytime soon. The story is that the AMOC, which is I forget what the letters mean, but it means essentially the Gulf Stream could stop within your lifetime. And if it does, essentially, Europe goes into an ice age.
Oh.
So that's not nice. And of course, nothing we can do about it except, get on climate change and fix it. Questions? Anything less? Or another raised hand?
How do you calculate the age of the universe?
How do you calculate the age of the universe? What you do is how do you calculate the age of the universe?
Yep.
Okay, so there's two ways, and they are in conflict with one another. One is, and the one I like the best is, because I understand it the most, is you look at the expansion rate of the universe, which is measured in kiloparsecs per second per second. Okay? And then what you do is you take that number, which is 70, and you invert it. And when you invert it, you get the age of the universe. So that comes out pretty close. And then there's another way that you get the age of the universe, and that's when you look at the cosmic microwave background radiation, you see that stuff coming down from the sky. It's everywhere, from all directions at the same temperature, 2.7 degrees above absolute zero, and you look at that data in a particularly clever way, and then you model it, and when you model that data coming down from the sky, it comes up with 6.8 billion, it comes up with a different number, not 70, but 72, but 68. Invert that, and you get a different age of the universe. Pretty much the same 13.8 billion years. And I think isn't that the end of my bit? Am I used up my 5 minutes?
That's the time. Yeah.
Thank you.
So fascinating.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.